Hi, I'm Shirella, and how small things create that which is great. So when I was like 5 years old, tell me if you've ever done something like this. I took a peach pit that I'd eaten and took the pit and I went and I stuck it into the ground in the side yard and I thought, I'm going to grow this huge peach tree. Tell me you've done that before as a kid and you have this great ambition of whatever's going to be from the thing that you planted in the ground and then it never happens, right? Well, 15 years after I planted this peach tree or so, my dad had news for the family. He came home one day and he said, well, it looks like they're going to put a new road to the side of our house. So all the garden on all the trees over there are going to be torn up and they're going to put a road there. And I felt so sad. And then he said this next bit that totally shocked me. He said, and Shirella, your peach tree is going to be also pushed down for the new road. And it's no longer going to be there. And I said, my peach tree? What do you mean my peach tree? He said, well, you planted a peach pit there way back when, right? When you're little. You know the peach tree? I was like, I don't know about this peach tree. What are you talking about? I had actually grown a peach tree. And I didn't even know about it till it was about to be raised. And so I was really surprised that that had actually come to anything. If he had even told me like 5 years after I'd planted it, I would have been delighted. But here I was just like a teenager who didn't really care anymore. But I was surprised and thought, this is really awesome. I can't believe that I actually made a peach tree happen. And yeah, they put in the road and we weren't able to have any more trees or garden or anything along there. So then I was thinking the other day, I ran upon a friend who I grew up with, and we're still in each other's lives now, but not necessarily because of a friendship that we had. We were best friends when we were in elementary school. And I remember thinking that she was just very awesome and she could do things really well. She could do her music well, her dancing well, her sports well, take care of her animals well. And then we have stayed connected through a lot of years, but without necessarily trying to be friends. And sometimes I can get frustrated because I see her accomplishments and her successes, and she does everything so good. She does things well musically, with sports, with leadership, with her accomplishments, she looks great, just everything about her. She's just really good with dealing with people. And sometimes I think it almost makes me frustrated to see how good she's still doing and I feel so insufficient. And so as I've kind of thought through the years as we stay in connection and how frustrating it makes me, I came to a conclusion not that long ago where I realized if I could see her as someone to emulate instead of someone to kind of feel insufficient around, I could learn a lot from her because she does so much so well. And all of a sudden my whole attitude shifted and I realized she's still in my life because she is a good pattern for me, a good mentor for me, a good thing for me to emulate and to become like. Why would I scorn or spurn her when she's showing me how you do it right? Have you ever heard that the people that you admire a lot are those people that you admire because it's actually a trait that is in you? And so when I started to see it that way, I'm like, oh, well, she's successful. And do I feel successful? There are some places where I'm successful, if I will admit it. And can I do some of the things that she can do? Yeah, actually, yes. And so I'm seeing things in her that are already in me and I admire them. So instead of being kind of jealous of them, I can be glad that we are sharing the same successful space and being a support one to another. And once I saw it that way, I realized that she is here for a reason. She is still in my life from the young part of my growing up to now, 40 years later, 40 plus years later, because she has something to teach me. There's a reason why she's still in my life. And then I started to just adore her and think, what can I learn from her? I'm going to watch her. I'm going to learn and become like the traits that I see in her more. So I want you to think, who is in your life or what is in your life that's been there a long time, or who is showing up now that maybe you didn't expect to. What are these people or things in your life still there to teach you? In fact, I like to think that everyone or everything is there to teach us something. So if someone's still around for me after decades, what does that teach me or show me? And how is God looking out for me through these people that he's still allowing into my life? And I do believe what they say about there's no coincidences, meaning some people say, oh, there's actually no such thing as coincidences. But I think that the way that really is there are no coincidences. Things are actually there for a meaning. Even though they seem totally coincidental, they are actually there for a reason. Not as just a random coincidence, but because there's something to be harvested or extracted from these things or people. Think about who those people are that are in your life that are teaching you things, and how they're actually bringing out parts in you that you also love and need to learn more from. So I hope that you will like or comment or subscribe so that other people can get these messages as well. And if you like talking about self-care and how to improve ourselves, you may like my 91-day app-based program for eating better, for moving your body better, and for better self-care. And you can find that at honeydewhealthin91.com.